Good morning, 6th grade. I'm glad to be with you all again, even though it's on video. It's Tuesday morning and we're ready for lesson 6. Turn to page 19. We're converting decimals to fractions and mixed numbers today. Y'all did this last year, but I was trying to remember when, so it might be a little bit rusty if I don't even remember. So it's not that hard, it's a couple steps though. So we're going to have 3 examples that we're going to do 1B, 1A and B, and 2A and B on your book. So pencils down for the practice part. 0.2, our first blank is where we're going to change it to a fraction. 2, your decimal number goes in the numerator place. 2 is in the tenths place. It's only 1 decimal place, so it will be 2 tenths. Your second blank is for a simplified fraction so our brains can understand it more. 2 tenths can be simplified to 1/5. That would be your answer. 11.9. If it's a whole number, go ahead and bring it over. And you're only worried about the 9. So 9 is our decimal number, so 9 goes on top in our numerator place. And it's in the tenths place. So tenths goes on the bottom, 11 and 9 tenths. Can 11 and 9 tenths be made smaller into a simplified fraction? It actually can't. So this would not be applicable. That would be our answer right there, 11 and 9 tenths. Now 0.84, that's a big number. There is no whole number, so we're going to put 84 in the numerator spot. And 10 would not go on the bottom for this one because there's 2 decimal places, tenths, hundredths. So that tells us that hundredths goes on the bottom, the denominator place. Now 84 over 100 is a big number. Whenever you're working with big numbers, I advise using your divisible factors 2, 3, 5, or 7. Now you might have to simplify them a couple times, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to bring 84 over 100 right below the problem to work it out so I don't make all this messy. And I can put my simplified fraction right there. So 84 over 100, I see that they're both even numbers, so I'm going to divide both by 2. 84 divided by 2 is 42. 100 divided by 2 is 50. You can do this on paper, or you can do it in your head. It's good practice for your brain. 42 or 50 can still be made smaller because they're both even numbers. So half 42 divided by 2 is 21. 50 divided by 2 is 25. Now 21 over 25 is as simple as we're going to get it. Because 2, 3, 5, or 7 cannot go into either of these numbers, or cannot go into both of these numbers. So that would be our answer. Get your pencils ready, and we're going to work on 1A, 0.25. No whole number, so that's cool, but put your decimal number in your numerator spot. Tenths, hundredths, 2 decimal places, so hundreds should go on the bottom. 25 over 100. You should not have to simplify it on paper. This is a fraction where we memorize them. So 25 over 100 is one of our common fractions. It equals 1/4. 25 over 100 equals 1/4 equals 0.25. Alright, 1B, 0.32. No whole number, so 32 goes on the numerator spot. Tenths, hundredths, so 100 is on the bottom. I'm seeing that they're both even numbers again. So I'm going to use my divisible factor 2 to work it out. I'm going to go outside the number just in case I have to simplify it a couple times. 32 divided by 2 is 16. 100 divided by 2 is 50. We're still not done because 16 and 50 are both even numbers again. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. 50 divided by 2 is 25. Now, 2, 3, 5, and 7 cannot go into both of these numbers, so our simplified fraction is 8 over 25. 0.32 equals 8 over 25. Alright, let's go to 2A, 5.125. 5 is our whole number, let's bring it over right away. 125 is our decimal number, put it in the numerator spot. Now, we would not put 10, neither 100 on the bottom. We would count our decimal places, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So thousandths is on the bottom. This is a huge number. Now, There are several ways you can work it out. I'm going to show you the way how we do it before. If you find a better way, that's wonderful. So I'm going to bring it outside the problem so I have more room to work. Now I'm noticing that it ends in 5 and 0. So the factor I'm going to use is 5. 125 divided by 5 is 25. 1,000 divided by 5 is 200. Once again, you can work this on paper or your brains. Now, it still ends in 25 and 200, so let's divide again by 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. 200 divided by 5 is 40. Once again, we're not finished. Let's divide by 5 again. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 40 divided by 5 is 8. 1/8. So 5 125 over 100 is 1/8. There is maybe a simpler way to do it, but I decided to do it this way for the sake of it being the same way as we used to do it. But you're welcome to do another way if you find a better way. Our last one is 2b, 6.48. 6 is our whole number, 48 is our numerator number, tenths, hundredths, so hundredths would be our denominator. Alright, it's a big number, so I'm going to bring it out just in case. 48 over 100. I'm going to divide it by 2 because they're both even numbers. 48 divided by 2 is 24. 100 divided by 2 is 50. Yeah, they're still both even. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. 50 divided by 2 is 25. 12 over 25 would be our simplified fraction. 6.48 equals 12. Sorry, I forgot my whole number. 6 and 12 over 25. Let's make sure. Ooh, guess what I forgot here? Forgot my whole number. Sorry about that. Make sure you correct that. And these answers are correct. Please do 1C and 2C by yourself. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.